They promise the American dream. Work hard. Buy a home. Retire free. But what they built isn't a dream. It's a financial prison with nicer wallpaper. Every generation was told the same story, that freedom comes from owning more. More stuff. More space. More status. But behind that promise was a silent exchange, ownership for obedience. They told you to chase the house, while they quietly took control of the money that pays for it. Think about it. If your paycheck buys less each year, if your assets are owned by banks, if your time is sold to survive, are you really free? They engineered the illusion of progress. The mortgage became the new chain. The paycheck became the new leash. And inflation? That's the tax they never needed your vote for. Every headline calls it cost of living. I call it cost of control. The more you earn, the more they print. The harder you work, the less it buys. You're not chasing wealth. You're running on a treadmill they control the speed of. The American dream used to mean independence. But somewhere along the line, they swapped that for approval. Good job, citizen. Here's a credit card. Nice promotion. Here's a bigger mortgage. Congrats on retirement. Here's inflation to eat it alive. You were trained to see debt as normal, taxes as patriotic, and struggle as a rite of passage. But that's not freedom. That's conditioning. Let's look at the blueprint of this financial prison, Cell Hash 1, the education trap. They tell you to get a degree to get ahead. Instead, you start life with debt that takes decades to erase. You don't enter adulthood. You enter repayment. Cell Hash 2, the housing trap. Buy a home, they said. Renting is throwing money away, but you're not buying a home. You're buying a loan. Miss 3 payments and your dream home becomes a repossessed asset. Whose dream is that exactly? Cell Hash 3, the retirement trap. They take your money now, promise to give it back when you're too old to fight back. Pensions, 401, KIAs, Social Security, all pegged to currencies they devalue at will. It's not savings, it's delayed permission. Cell Hash 4, the digital trap. They told you to go paperless, but every tap, click, and transfer built the walls higher. You can't hide cash under the mattress anymore. They can freeze, track, or erase your wealth at the speed of code. All of it sold under the same slogan. It's for your convenience. Convenience, the prettiest word for surrender. They don't need to take your freedom. They just need you to trade it for comfort. And you did. We all did. We traded sovereignty for safety, privacy for speed, ownership for ease. Now you can't move without swiping, can't earn without signing, and can't speak without being recorded. The American dream didn't die. It got outsourced to the same corporations that sold it to you. But here's the twist they never planned for. People are starting to notice. They're seeing through the slogans. They're asking real questions. They're realizing that when everything you own depends on permission, you don't own anything. The house isn't yours until the bank says so. The car isn't yours until the lender's done feeding. The job isn't yours if one tweet can erase it. And the money? It's never been yours. It's theirs, printed by them, priced by them, and devalued by design. But here's where the cracks in the wall begin to show. When a system gets too greedy, it eats itself. When too many people stop believing the dream, it loses control. That's what they fear most. Not rebellion, but awakening. A generation that stops signing on the dotted line. That starts saving in ways they can't trace. That stops chasing approval and starts demanding accountability. You can't fix a prison from the inside, but you can stop volunteering for it. Freedom isn't a hashtag. It's not a purchase or a product. It's the decision to stop feeding a system that survives on your consent. The American dream was never supposed to be about mansions and markets. It was about men and women who didn't need permission to live free. They've taken that phrase, the land of the free, and turned it into marketing. You can buy freedom on credit now. But the truth is simpler. Freedom doesn't come from owning more. It comes from owing less. So no, you don't have to burn it all down. You just have to stop believing the lie that built it. Because once you see the walls, you can start walking toward the door. And maybe, just maybe, that's where the real dream begins.